Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another reaction. What we get on screen, man, Larry Bird and the old school generation is just getting trashed, disrespected. They're not appreciating what peak basketball was. They're not appreciating what greatness truly is at that time and era. So, of course, shout out to Uncut Hoops with the great content, of course. I'm going to be reacting to this one. If you haven't checked the last reaction that I did of ESPN Analysis that was disrespecting Larry Bird, definitely I'll link it down in the description box. But other than that, let's not waste any time. Let's jump right into this reaction.
When it comes to the old school NBA, the 80s, the 90s, or now even the 2000s, a lot of fans think those eras, those time periods, were indeed the best. Now, looking at the new school fans, from really 2016 onwards, they think this time period, this era, is by far the best, the most skilled, and most athletic era of all time. And I would say one of the biggest advocates for this message is J.J. Redick. And when it comes to past legends, he'll trash Bob Cousy, Jerry West, and even Larry Bird.
And there's no way you could ever argue Larry Bird is a top three-point shooter of all time. You can't make that argument.
No, I know that, but he was a great three-point shooter. He was not good. He was great. He's one of the top 5 three-point shooters of all time.
Look at his facial expression, guys.
And Redick in that last clip right there.
He doesn't appreciate what true basketball... No, I'm wrong. He doesn't... I was just about to say he doesn't appreciate what true basketball is. He doesn't know what true basketball is. He doesn't know what peak basketball was. And that in those eras alone. So, I don't know. I'm tired of these people just coming out of here, making their comments, their statements. You are entitled to your own opinion. Don't get me wrong. You are entitled to your own opinion. But these people are morons, man.
No comment, no input. The look on his face, just disgust and absolute disdain for Mad Dog Russo and Larry Bird. And when it comes to this overall debate of Larry Bird in today's NBA, I think Redick most of the times is highly disingenuous. As looking back at Bird, in 1980, his first year in the NBA, the three-point line was first introduced. That means for middle school, high school, even college, there was no three-point line. So looking at Bird 40 years later, and looking at his percentages, threes taken, and judging him solely off that, again, highly disingenuous.
James Naismith invented the game. You were rewarded for putting the ball in the basket. There's plenty of people that have shot more, made more, and guess what? Made more at a higher percentage than Larry Bird from 3.
And look, let's be clear, J.J. Redick, not a dumb individual or basketball novice. But for some reason when it comes to Bird, the overall context of era, threes taken, and percentage all goes out the window. As looking at Bird's first 5 years, when he was playing power forward, was taking 1.1 threes per game. Collectively those 5 years, his overall percentage was 30.8%. Now the following 4 years at small forward, when he was healthy, that overall percentage jumped by 10%. And here's the funny thing about Larry Bird.
Very good point. Very good point. But look at the difference, though. He shot more threes right here in 1985 and 88. 2.5 3 attempts. And he made more than his previous years. And this right here, this is when the three-point line was introduced. And this is 30. And around this time, the average percentage of the three-point percentage in the league was around the same number at this one, like 29.5%. And he took 1 attempt. At those times, you weren't jacking up threes. You didn't need to jack up threes because you were playing team basketball, ball movement, player movement, pick and roll, all these other things. So it wasn't necessary at that time, but it's something to have in your arsenal and your bag as well. So, I mean, it's just the cluelessness of these people that are just talking and disrespecting that era, man. It's a joke.
When he took above 3 threes per game, which for that era was a lot, his overall percentage was never lower than 38.9%. When he took above 1.5 threes per game, that overall percentage was 40.8%. What I think that shows you guys right there is that Larry Bird, even taking 2.5 3 threes per game, highly efficient and a dead-eye shooter. And looking back at 1980, Bird's first year in the league, the first year three-point shot took 1.7 per game, which back then, I mean, the first year three-point line was pretty unprecedented. And his overall percentage was 40.6%. Now here's the very important context. Bird that year as a volume shooter was off the charts. 58 total made threes, which combined was more than 11 teams had on the season. Now comparing 1980 to 81, 82, 83, and 84, Bird's attempts were nearly cut in half. Again, going to show you guys, when Bird utilized this shot, he was knocked down and highly efficient. And most of the attempts from 81 to 84, full court heaves, desperation shots, shot clock winding down, gotta chuck something up.
You know, I trashed Larry Bird. Dominique Wilkins has been on like 19 different podcasts talking about how stupid I am for saying that Larry Bird is a top 10 player of all time and one of the greatest shooters ever. But objectively, he's not a top 5 3-point shooter. He's just not.
Well, wasn't there?
And the argument against that is, oh, well, if he had played in today's era, he would be a top 5. What? That doesn't even make sense. That's not based in reality or fact.
Wait a minute, but was there a 3-point line early in his career?
So stopping it right there, Andrew Schultz, the host of this podcast.
He just he cooking. It makes absolutely, yes, he's top 10, but for us to not to say that he's not a top 5, top 10 3-point shooter is just crazy. The numbers speak for itself. Yeah, he didn't have the attempts like quote unquote today where you could get like Steph Curry numbers. You can attempt at least, which is so annoying. Like you can attempt like 10 3-pointers, right? And you can make 4 to 5, if not 6 of them. So you could go like 6 out of 10. 5 out of 10 or 4 out of 10 or whatever it is, the number it is, because it's fast paced nowadays. It's more catered to offense nowadays. But in this era, the 80s, the 90s, the early 2000s, the 3-pointers weren't like a necessity. You get me? It was like something like, oh, all right, let me pull up a 3 right here. It wasn't something like, you know, based on a system, based on like a game plan offensively for a team. Especially a player too. Larry Bird really took it serious. Come on. But the numbers speak for itself though. The 3-pointers. He was efficient. Okay, here's the best way of saying it. He was a very efficient 3-point shooter because he knew when to take them.
S. Reddick was at 3-point line there when Bird first began. And of course, 1980, it was. But here's the deal. Imagine in 2025 Adam Silver adds a 4-point line, which is near the half court. That would totally transform the game and make 3-pointers a little bit obsolete and diminish them. And I would say the overall value of the 4-point line, it would take probably 10-15 years to get its true value. But with that being said, someone like a Steph Curry, a Dame, the elite shooters of today, I wouldn't look back in 2016 and say those guys were just bum shooters and couldn't shoot 4-pointers like guys in 2060. Kind of the same thing with Bird. As again, the 3-point line back then was a gimmick, once a quarter, twice a game type thing players rarely ever did. And Bird, still for that era, was a volume 3-point shooter shooting upwards of 40% yearly. And Reddick in this clip being kind of dismissive, disingenuous, as usual. As when it comes to Bird in today's NBA being a, quote, top 5 shooter, look, we'll never truly know. But looking back at the 80s, Bird's overall percentage being around 41.4% on around 3 attempts. I mean, just do the math. Transport Bird taking 3 threes, now to this era, taking 8, 9, possibly 10. His percentage might dip marginally, but his overall makes, career threes made, would increase tenfold. I don't think that's controversial, a hot take, or really breaking any news, as guys in this league today are really a product of their era and their time period, as even bad shooters are taking 5, 6, or even 7 threes nightly. And looking at the all-time ranks, Larry Bird currently is 125th all-time in made threes. And take a wild guess, who just passed him on career made threes? Yep, Draymond Green. I mean, even Jimmy Butler.
Bro, what? That is the guy that takes occasional 3-pointers. Sometimes he takes forceful 3-pointers is 124th all time in front of Larry Bird. But it doesn't change the fact that Larry Bird is an efficient scorer, because why would the founder of the 50-40-90 statistic, so what is considered in JJ Redick's mind a top 5 3-point shooter? Because it looks like he's trying to include himself in a conversation that doesn't even make sense. That's just my opinion. It's crazy.
A knockdown shooter or a sniper is going to pass Bird in the coming weeks. My overall point being, guys like Draymond, Jimmy Butler, not great shooters, but playing in the 2020s by default are taking more threes than someone like Bird in the 1980s. Does it make them better shooters? Of course not. That's idiotic. And if, like Redick suggests, it's black and white, clear cut, it's makes percentage, end of story, we'd get things like this from all-time perspective. Richard Jefferson, percentage-wise, 37.6% from deep, the exact same as Larry Bird. Now, total makes, Jefferson almost double Bird. If, like JJ says, makes percentage all that matters, someone like Bird, not a top 100 shooter of all time, from deep. But again, use common sense. Jefferson's era, three-point shot was valued, taught, and practiced. Bird's era, it wasn't practiced, it was niche, and Bird himself was the pioneer and
Facts.
innovator of that shot. And like I said earlier, Bird in today's NBA by proxy would take double the threes he took back in his own era. And looking at guys today who take high volume three-point attempts and are average below average shooters. Someone like Jalen Green, nearly 8 attempts, 34%. Terry Rozier, nearly 7 attempts, 34%. Kyle Kuzma, very similar, 33.5%. Keontae George, the exact same. Someone like Jaren Jackson Jr., a Jordan Clarkson, P.J. Washington, even Sadiq Bey. All these guys around 5-6 threes and low mid-30s percentage-wise. Are any of those guys all-time great shooters or knockdown snipers from deep? Of course not. But the overall point remains. Those guys in this era by default, because of the era, are taking more threes per game than Larry Bird. And looking back at Bird's own career as a volume three-point shooter, I got kind of curious. When he took at least 5 threes per game, how effective was he? Well, here's your answer. Looking at every year of his career.
Dang, coming with the receipts, man. Hey, man, this is a great channel. Uncut Hoops, man. Bringing the receipts. Come on, man. These stats, these statistics, it proves itself. So I don't know what JJ Redick is even talking about on that side of the, his perspective on the 3-point shooter. But these numbers alone, come on now. High 50s over here in the early 90s. 1985, 45%. These are still amazing percentages. Shooting and attempting 5+. Come on, man. Now you take this and put it in today's NBA. Come on, man. I love this guy.
In total, 95 games with 5 or more threes. That includes the postseason. Total makes 249. Attempts 577 for a percentage of 43.2%. Now that right there on its own is pretty damn impressive, but the years it includes is Larry Bird's post-prime 1990, 91, and 92. If you look at Larry Bird pre-injury, his overall percentage was 45.9% when he took at least 5 threes per game. I mean, those stats right there, pretty shocking and impressive. As when Bird was a high-volume three-point shooter, his overall percentage actually increased.
So the game is a little different, but you're saying the data doesn't show that he's a top 3-point shooter.
Yeah, he shot like 3 a game or something.
Yeah, I mean, 37% for his career. Draymond Green just passed him in the all-time
total
three-point.
Yeah.
So stopping
Draymond Green passed him because of the eras are different. The 3-pointer and Larry Bird's time was an addition, and today's era, 3-pointers, it's like they're making it a necessity, right? They'll be like, oh, the team that attempts more 3-pointers and make more 3-pointers, will win the game. Like, come on, man. I understand the Steph Currys, the Klay Thompsons, the, you know, the 3-point marksmen of this era, you know, the Kyle Korvers, you know, the list could go on and on. Just, you know, specimens from the 3-point line. But that's part of the game. The game changed over time. Again, it became fast paced. There's no more like, you know, true big centers. There's no true like no power forwards. Like David Robinsons, the Tim Duncans, the Patrick Ewings, the, you know, Hakeem Olajuwons. You know, there's the Jokic's, the Joel Embiid's, you know, those type of players, and they're adding 3-pointers to the game, but there's no true like down in the paint post, pass it to the big man. Now it's like fast paced, man. Everything is relied around. Everything back then was from the paint coming out. Nowadays it's from the 3-pointer going in. They prioritize the 3-pointer. They don't even, you know, prioritize mid-range. There's some players that still got the mid-range game, but everything is just more like 3-point line going down.
Right there, Redick. He understands Draymond Green passed Bird in all-time threes made. He gets that, but still can't grasp the overall concept that Larry Bird's era totally skews his stats, his percentage, and total makes. I mean, it's so plainly obvious a basketball novice could pick this up. And Redick, again, not stupid, not a novice. So what is he? I think Redick at his core is just pro NBA 2016 onwards. Anything prior to that, he couldn't care less about. And when it comes to Bird's overall numbers, Redick says straight up the data doesn't support Larry Bird being an all-time great shooter. Now here's the thing. My stats, my numbers, I think disprove that notion pretty thoroughly. So that right there is the end of the video. As always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.
Shout out to the, yeah, that's a dope, very dope video, of course. Again, Uncut Hoops, and I'm glad he brought this to awareness. Number one, I didn't even know all these things were going on, to be honest. But just these guys making comments, man, because they played in a modern NBA. Man, I gotta say this. Don't care. Just like in the past videos, they were trying to compare statistics of modern stats versus back in the day. Yo, you had to work for your points. You had to work for everything. Nowadays, it's soft like Charmin. Oh, it's like the defense is not physical nowadays, so it makes it easy for you to score. Back then, the defense were tough. The physicality was tough. Man, that's crazy. I'm gonna come into the comment section and read the comments, man. This one says, imagine being a top 10 player of all time and being pooped on by a role player from the easiest era of all time. Yep, big facts on this comment right there. I think it's jealousy. It's like, and it's also ignorance. It's also like stupidity at the same time. ESPN has fallen off so hard. They have ever since ever since Stuart Scott, you know, passed away with the ESPN, man, I just felt like it wasn't the same. He brought that aura. He brought that energy. This next comment says, drop Larry Bird in today's NBA, he would have a field day. Nah, it'll be more than a field day, man. The trash talking, his skill set, all around play, his efficiency, his mentality. He ain't going to be with that load management thing. He's going to be on the court playing, and his salary, he's a super max player. Come on, man. It says Bird won the first 3 of the 3-point shooting contest. It was one of the very best time. You don't get the discount if you won in the past. For real, man. Has anyone, let me see, how can anyone trust the first player to go 50, 40, 90? He's the pioneer of that. He's the come on. Like, this is just stupid. Y'all notice how all of Clutch Sports boys have no respect for the legends of the past. They seem to have a deep resentment and contempt for the history of the game. Then this is the thing. If you truly know basketball, if you truly watch basketball, if you truly are a basketball fan, you would know the difference between the modern era and back in the days era. Those that are talking about this era today, is better than back then, I'm sorry. I don't know what you're watching. To be honest, man. This one says Larry Bird is just Nikola Jokic, a slightly shorter version with a higher motor. He would decimate the modern NBA in the same way. Yeah. I see a lot of Larry Bird and Jokic, and I'm wondering if Nikola Jokic modeled his game after Larry Bird. That's something maybe I'll find out when I do a reaction series on him. But he gives me more of Larry Bird vibes in today's NBA. JJ is self-projecting his own journeyman career. He's the actual plumber of his era. I think he's projecting like resentment, and I don't know what it is. He was just known to be a three-point shooter from Orlando to the Clippers to wherever he was, just a three-point shooter. Come on, man. That's crazy. Oh, man. This one right here. Mark Price would cook Redick and wow. I'm not gonna lie. This is a comment right here. Wow. This is the comment right here. I've heard of Mark Price. He's good. He's good, man. JJ Redick trashing the ODs because he know his name will never be mentioned. Of course. Of course. He's cooked. He's done. JJ Barea did more in that 2011 finals than JJ Redick's whole career, which is facts. I give more respect to JJ Barea than JJ Redick, to be honest. In my opinion, Bird shows so much respect for the guys playing today. Routinely touts LeBron as a great player, but look at how, I mean, that's the thing. That shows maturity and wisdom, because how come are these guys just keep disrespecting the OGs? It makes no sense. It's like they're so prideful. They're so, I don't know, to be honest. Nah, but hey, you guys made it to the end of this video. I'm starting to like to go down in the comment sections of these videos to start reading about what other people are saying about this similar topic. But JJ Redick is smoking that CRACK, man. I see a lot of jealousy, maybe envy, or it's just stupidity, to be honest. He's going on the days of when he was in the league, and probably what he did in college too. Honestly, it's just stupidity. All these morons just talking about, disrespecting the old days, the old eras, man. It's a joke, bro. Dennis Rodman would dominate and rebounds in this era. Larry Bird all around play would dominate. Magic would dominate as well. That Showtime Laker, that fast break would be on some crazy. MJ would dominate. Who else is gonna dominate? Charles Barkley is gonna be eating, man. The list could go on and on. Catch you guys on the next one.